back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to talk about how to create a character in Arydia. So if you are playing through the quick start guide, they're going to take you through this step by step, but just happenstance that you are coming into the campaign late and being added in, this is what you need to do. This is the card that the quick start guide is going to reference, and it essentially tells us to start off with the tuck boxes for the 6 paths. So here we go. These have a lot of the stuff you need, and you don't even need to unsleeve them much or at all, but what you want to do is get to the cards here. So each of these decks has some stuff, but each one of them has on the front here the path, a description of the path, and kind of what they do. So Path of Inspiration is the bards. They're going to come with hymns, soothing melodies that bring health and energy, ruckus, dirge, hustle, and wit. These are, you know, either attributes or skills or maybe even weapons that they're going to bring. So feel free to just kind of peruse through these, especially if you are playing for the first time and getting started with a campaign. Let's just take a look at the Path of Wandering here. Again, everybody's got their own little stuff in here, and this tuck box is going to become yours, whoever you choose. So the Path of Wandering are rangers. Essentially, they are, ranged fighters, things like that. And we can see here that they're bringing a bow, hunting skills, survival skills, a knife, and stride. That tells us the animals that tread this land have much to teach those willing to listen. So I'm going to choose the Path of Wandering. So this is my path. So I'm going to take this tuck box. I'm going to put this stuff back in here so I don't lose it. And we'll just set this off to the side. The rest of these can go back into the box for now, or if other people are playing, you would continue to pass it around and let them make their choices. But for now, we're just going to put them back in the box. All right, so once you have chosen your path via this little tuck box, you're going to go through and find your slipcase specific to your path. So here you can see that we have our Path of Wandering slipcase, and we're going to flip over onto the back here, and it's going to give us everything that we need to put onto our board right off the bat. Now, if you have the Epic Hunt expansion, this would be the time that you would want to pull out the alternative skills for your characters, because we're going to be choosing our kind of race next, and your starting skill is going to come from your race here, but can be replaced by the Epic Hunt. So I'm going to go ahead and unsleeve everything, get this all set up, and then we'll come back. But everything's right here. It's very straightforward. It's just, putting a bunch of stuff out that's a lot of fun. All right, so we are all set up here, ready to go. You may have noticed it, or it may have gone by too quickly, but a lot of this stuff that we pulled off came off of this punch board here. So there were 3 punch boards when you first opened the game. If somebody else has already started the game and you are coming in midway, these are going to be in a different location. But if you've just started out, this is one of these. This is that 3 of 3 punch board. All of my stuff was up over here, but here you can see this looks like the one of them. Here's another one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. So there you go. Next up, we are going to pick our kind of race or class of person. So for that, we're going to need this punch board here, as well as some cards that this card is going to tell you to reference. But at the back or at the beginning of the reference section, we have these cards that explain each of the races in the game. So human, fae, slime, and on the back side, it's going to tell us what their starting statistics are. So you can see, for example, this is the Fae. Yeah, the Fae here is going to start with some initiative, wisdom, and charisma, each at level 1. Nothing else is going to be starting. They're going to have 1 HP, which isn't much, 4 MP, 2 SP, and everybody's going to start at level 0. So you can look through these and make a decision. We are going to go with the Lunari here. So here we say take character skill SKLLU, rules card SKLLU, and character token PCLU, and matching portrait. So let's find those. So bringing this back out here, you see that we have our Lunari here. Well, if we just flip it over, we can see that this is what they were referencing: SKLLU, PCLLU, and our character portrait side. So we're going to punch out these 3 things that are all color-coded. Work out well for us. And we can choose now if we want to be a male or a female. Since we are a male, we're gonna stick with male, so we'll put his portrait there. Your character is a Lunari, so we're gonna stick that here above Scout. And then here you have your first skill. Now, this is where you can bring in the Epic Hunt expansion and choose whether or not you want to have Rambunctious as your character skill or Lighthearted. Now, you can swap these out when you go to the guild and you're leveling up. You can pay just 1K, I think it is, so 1 money to switch these 2 skills. But I'm actually going to go with the unique skill that came with the Epic Hunts. So that one is going to go right here. Along with this in the Epic Hunts box, this card is going to be there too. So you might as well add this card to your set of cards over here that are just basically your reference cards for all of your path items and actions and stuff. So, all right. So we've got that all set. Now we need to flip this card over and we need to set our character up based on these statistics here. So let's put that card right there. And for that, we need this 3rd and final punch board here. So here you can see there is a ton of repeated stuff on here, but this is because it's a 4-player game. And so everything for 1 character would be here. And so on and so forth. So we are starting out at level 1. So you're going to take this, you're going to pop that into there. Everything is dual layered, so everything's got a spot. You're also going to take a max HP, MP, and SP token. Now we see some additional stuff here that'll come into play later on. But what we're going to do here for HP, MP, and SP is look at our card. So our max HP is 3. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to cover up 5 and 4 so that the highest a token can get is 3. If it was 4, I would put it like this and covering that way. So you can see how these things are designed so that you just keep working your way up. So there I want to expose 3. MP is also 3. So we're going to do like that, and SP is 1, so we'll do like that. All right, you're also then going to want to track down these 2 little baggies. If you're playing for the first time, they looked like this. I don't know why the MP ones were separate, but we're going to get out a red one, put it at 3, a green one, put it at 1. Oop, they're like stuck together. There we go. And a blue one and put it at 3. Next, we're going to go down. We're going to keep going down, and we're going to say, all right, they are starting with level 1 in dexterity, initiative, and charisma. So again, we're going to come back over here, and we needed dexterity level 1, initiative level 1, and charisma level 1. Now these tokens are double-sided, so 2 is going to be on the back side. But then we'll come way over here on our character board and we'll say, all right, here's dexterity. It's at a level 1, intuition level 1, and charisma level 1. I think I was saying initiative, but it's intuition. Next, we need to pick a name and a title. At the beginning of the game, there are just a few names and titles, but let me show you here. The gray ones are the titles, so not very many. The nervous, the hungry, the clumsy, the plucky, the gruff, and the silent. I'm gonna go with, since I'm a wandering, roguelike ranger, I'm gonna go with silent. I feel like that makes a lot of sense. So we'll give ourselves our title here. And then we have these. It's interesting that they didn't give us ones that you could just handwrite in, but I'm okay with that. I suck at coming up with fun names. But I will point out that these are double-sided. So there's different names on this side. So we're gonna go with Quint here. So our name is going to be Quint the Silent Lunari Scout. Last but not least, we need to create our character. For some, this might be the most exciting part here. So there is a miniature for each path and then a head for each race, and even a male and female head. If you have the small bodies expansion, you can choose the small body of your path. But this is the path here. We can see that it matches very well. Bow and arrow, green, hooded cloak. So this is the body that we're going to pick up, and then we're going to find our Lunari here, which they appear to be right here in the middle, and there is a female one and a male one. I know these are tiny, but they are they're in there. Let's put this lid back on here so nothing falls out. We don't lose anybody's head. Heads will not roll. And then we're going to take these guys. Now, it does take a little bit of pressure to get them in there, but that also means that the heads aren't just going to pop off at some random point in time. So just a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of pressure, and we'll get it in there. All right, I think that's in. So there we go. There is our very handsome Lunari Wanderer. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to be anything bent up. I mean, I'm just amazed by the paint job here. So, all right. Let's put him right there. That is going to do it for our character creation video. Up next, we're going to be talking about how to explore and enter locations. So if you're wanting to join us on this journey, tune in for the next video.